Total Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
What up, though, Pistons fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show. Guys, Trajan Langdon, on the second day of free agency, he's getting busy. The Pistons have signed forward John Collins to a 3-year, $51 million deal at $17 million per season. Now, of the 3 years, only the first year is guaranteed, right? The last 2 years are not guaranteed, similar to Duncan Robinson's contract. And that gives the Pistons more flexibility going forward. I don't know how Trajan Langdon is able to pull these deals off like this, but he's doing work for sure. All right, so John Collins, right? John Collins is 28 years old. He is right smack in the middle of his prime. He's played 9 years in the league with the Atlanta Hawks, the Utah Jazz, and the Los Angeles Clippers last season. And at 6'9", he's got good size at the power forward spot. And he also fits the Pistons timeline well with this young team. He's somebody they can grow with over the next couple of years. And I think that's very important for this team. So last year, John Collins averaged 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and nearly a block in 27 minutes per game on 55, 40, 76 splits. That's not bad for a power forward at all. Now, as far as his injury history, I know that's something that people have been concerned about. He has dealt with some injuries the past 2 years, right? Mostly dealing with his back, his foot, and his ankle, right? But last season, he was pretty healthy. He played 69 games last year, and per season over his career, he averages about 60 games per season. Let's just go through the games played year by year over his career. Last season, he played 69, as I mentioned. 24-25, he played 40. 23-24, he played 68. 22-23, he played 71. 21-22, he played 54. 2021, he played 63. 19-20, he played 41. 18-19, he played 61. And 17-18, he played 74. So he's not an Iron Man, but he's not Mr. Glass either. And if the Pistons can get something between 65 and 70 games per season, I think this will be a great signing for this team. So now, what does this mean for Tobias Harris? Does this mean that Tobias Harris is not returning to the Pistons? We don't know yet. But if John Collins is going to be making $17 million as a starter, then Tobias Harris is going to be brought back on less than that as a reserve, right? And if Tobias is looking to get another payday, then he's not going to be returning to this team next season. And maybe that's why, guys, we've heard reports that he's taking calls from other teams because he may have known the Pistons were going after John Collins. He may have known they may be close to getting him, and he may have decided to go in a different direction. We don't know. But what we do know is that Tobias Harris just finished a 2-year, $52 million deal. That's $26 million a year. So at $17 million per season for John Collins, he's going to be making $9 million less than Tobias Harris made the last 2 seasons. And that's why I say this is a good signing, not just because of the player, but because of the contract, especially considering the last 2 years of this deal are not guaranteed. And you can honestly make a strong case, an argument that John Collins is a better fit for this team, for what this team needs. Assuming Jalen Duren returns, right? Assuming he returns, which I personally think that at the end of the day, between all this back and forth, between how much he's worth and how much he's going to get paid, at the end of the day, when the dust settles, I personally believe that Jalen Duren is going to be Detroit Piston at the end of the day. And that's going to be important for the Pistons because John Collins is not a 5. John Collins is not a center. But if the Pistons are able to retain JD, I think it'll give the Pistons a good inside-outside game, right? John Collins can shoot the ball. He can shoot the ball very well, like we talked about. But I do worry a little bit about rim protection, right? Between JD and John Collins, you got more size, right? Tobias Harris was 6'8". John Collins is 6'9", so he gives you a little bit more size. But we'll have to see defensively how the interior looks being manned by John Collins with Jalen Duren. So we'll wait and see. Guys, John Collins is also very athletic. He is very athletic for his size. He is an above-the-rim finisher, and he's also good in transition, right? Getting up and down the court. We talked about it last season. The Pistons are at their best when they're turning defense into offense, right? Getting up and down the floor, defense into offense, right? Generating offense off of their defense. Fast break points, transition points. That is when the Pistons are at their best. And at times at the forward last season, they struggled getting as many points out of that as they should because Tobias Harris is just an older player. He doesn't have the athleticism. And even though he tried and gave full effort, he just wasn't equipped to play that style of play with these young guns the Pistons have on their team. But with John Collins, that's something they can definitely do. Like I mentioned, he's very athletic, especially for his size. He can get up and down the floor. And don't be surprised if you see a lot of highlight dunks next season in transition with John Collins being the finisher. We talked about his shooting already. He is a career 37% three-point shooter, but he shot 40% from three last season, right? While Tobias Harris shot 34%. So once again, the Pistons are getting a shooting upgrade as well at the 4. So we talked about athleticism, we talked about shooting, right? So we're getting 2 upgrades in 2 big areas that the Pistons need in order for them to be at their best. And we know the Pistons need as much shooting in that starting group as possible, right? And I also think this is going to open up the lob threat for Cade and JD. Again, assuming JD returns, right? But it'll allow Cade more space to operate and get 2 feet in the paint and get downhill without the paint being as clogged. Having a shooter like John Collins on the wing will help with that a lot. Now, are the Pistons done? I don't think so. We don't know for sure, but I don't think so. As of today, the Pistons starting group could be a combination of something like Cade Cunningham, Dennis Jenkins, or Isaiah Joe at the 2, Asar Thompson at the 3, John Collins at the 4, and Jalen Duren at the 5. Again, if Jalen Duren returns, which I think he will, but that's kind of how I see it. So overall, guys, I think this is a very quality signing. John Collins is somebody the Pistons have been linked to for a few years. He's somebody I personally have my eye on as far as what this team needs. I think he provides a lot of what this team needs. So now it's a matter of time until we get to see how it looks on the court. But what do you think about this signing? Are the Pistons taking a hit when it comes to the locker room, the vibes, the veteran leadership? You guys let me know what you guys think. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that like button, the hype button, and make sure you guys subscribe if you are new. And until next time, y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. Peace.
Welcome to the Dog Pound.
Yeah.
I'm scared of these damn Pistons. I'm very concerned.
Screaming, 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 cheering. Yeah, I cry loud, cause I said it got now. We off the leash, and we not coming to peace. This is Detroit, when we step on the court. Be afraid, when you see the motorcade, watch it low. When you see us soaring, Jalen Duren. Pick your poison, all gonna war when Dana's a song. Be afraid. Yeah, I cry loud, cause you know we got now. We off the leash and we not coming in peace. This is Detroit, when we step on the court. Be afraid, when you see the motorcade, watch it low. When you see us soaring, Jalen Duren. Pick your poison, all gonna war with them Highlanders. So be afraid. It's the Dog Pound.